Hello and welcome back to Sorare Assist. We've got some scouting for you today, guys, some more scouting on the game week gone by. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. You can also become a member of this YouTube channel now, guys, just 99p, which really helps support the channel. Okay then, let's kick off with today's scouting. So today, guys, we're going to be scouting the American MLS. So let's see what we've gone for then. First up, from the game week just gone by. So the first one I've gone for is Sorare of Columbus Crew. He's only 30. He's one of probably the best midfielders in the MLS on Sorare currently. Probably one of the best champion American midfielders as well. He's got a contract until the end of next season with Columbus Crew as well. His limited scoring for around 61 at the moment and around 500 for his rare at the time of recording. He's got some fantastic scores as well, as you can see from his graph here, with 10 goals and 9 assists in his last 30 games and an average AA of 15.8. And he also got an assist in this last game. It was actually a loss against Inter Miami, but he did manage to get an assist and a max 100 score as well, with 43 all-round average.
Well, it's cleared by Kamal Miller. Not far enough though. Cucho Hernandez opens up on his right foot. Goal effort! Welcome back, Cucho!
And there was the assist from Sorare for Cucho Hernandez's goal there. But as you can see, he's also got some assists in other games as well, and a couple of goals here as well. And his all-round score is also looking really impressive in these games, and some really good green numbers in the 80s and 90s as well, and also some 70s thrown in there. But generally, he's going to be getting you those high scores. So I think he's a fantastic option there in your Sorare teams. If we have a look at the stats so far this season then, so he started 9 of the games for Columbus Crew, 4 goals already and also 3 assists. He's averaging 4.1 shots per game and 1.6 on target per game, which is absolutely fantastic. He's also averaging 36 accurate passes, which is good for an attacking player, and 2.3 key passes per game as well, so he's looking a really good option here. He's also got a couple of impressive defensive numbers as well, with 1.1 tackles per game and 1.4 possession won per game as well. Sorare is certainly looking a fantastic pick for your Champion America teams, especially now we are approaching the summer, where obviously it's going to be just the Champion Asia and Champion America leagues running. Next up, I've gone for Yerson Mosquera. He's only 22, this guy. He plays for Cincinnati and is a defender on Sorare. He's going from 46 at the moment and 212 for his rare. This is probably inflated due to his age, and he's obviously got that eligibility till 2025. But he's a decent looking player and he's getting some really good scores early on. And he's getting some impressive scores as well, now playing in the MLS. As you can see previously, he was actually playing in the Premier League for Wolverhampton Wanderers, where he was mostly just a substitute or not even in the squad in some games. But now he has moved to the MLS, and these are the scores in his time in the MLS so far. It's looking really good. Something to note though, he is only on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers. But obviously I'm guessing he's going to be on loan until the end of the current MLS season. So that takes you up to December, and then we'll see what the future holds for Mosquera. He might even potentially want to stay in the MLS to get that first team football, but that is something you may need to research near the time. But nevertheless, he's certainly having a good start to his MLS career with some really good AA, 25 AA on average. And he's actually scored 2 goals already, including a goal in this last game just gone by against New England Revolution.
Cincinnati's ball in towards goal. It goes! This time they do score! Yes, and Mosquera with the goal! Big games need big goals!
Cincinnati have continued to apply pressure, and Barriel whips in the in-swinger. And it's Mosquera who just drifts off that near post a little bit and is able to get his head on it, just redirecting it to the back post. You see him just turning out to the right a little bit there, just 2 steps out, and just is going away from the goal and is able to get it across to that back post. Cincinnati have been putting them under pressure.
So yeah, it's certainly started well in the MLS, and I think he's probably going to continue that once he settles more into the league. This season for Cincinnati, he started 10 of the games, 2 goals already, as I've already highlighted. He's averaging 38 accurate passes per game, which isn't too bad, with an accuracy of 79%. He's also looking to have some really good defensive stats, which is probably racking up his scores here. 2.6 interceptions per game, 2.2 tackles, and 4.3 clearances per game, which is looking really, really good. He's also got a 7.7 duels won per game, and he's winning 58% of his duels. So Mosquera is definitely a decent looking under 23 option for over the summer with some good impressive scores, but just note again that he's only on loan from Wolves until the end of this current MLS season. So next up we've gone for another youngster, and that is Santiago Moreno of Portland Timbers. He's only 23, he's got under 23 eligibility till 2024, and he's probably another good option for an under 23 option during the summer. Looking very cheap at the moment as well, as just £80 on auction and around £6.64 on auction for his limited. Now let's have a look at his scores. Now, granted, his scores have not been that impressive at the start of this MLS season, but as you can see, he got some really impressive numbers last season for Portland Timbers, which is probably his breakout season as well. Did get an assist in this last game as well in a 2-1 win away for Portland against St. Louis City.
Far back as 2007, it became reality this year. Here's Moreno coming out of the scrum with it. Santiago Moreno cut centrally, able to lay this off, and a shot, go! It is Jimmy Chara in his return to the Portland Timbers with the go-ahead goal, and the momentum swings again.
But it's all about Moreno. He switched over to the left-hand side since Jimmy Chara has come onto the pitch, and he plays a lovely ball. But this finish, because he takes it first time, Berkey isn't expecting it. He's probably expecting Jimmy Chara in this scenario to take a touch first, but because he doesn't, Berkey is just left, stood still, he doesn't move, and it's an emphatic finish.
Good assist there from Moreno. But like I say, this season's not been the best for him. He did get 2 assists here in this victory against Seattle Sounders, but his scores have been generally low. But if we look at last season, he was doing really well with some goals, assists, and some good AA as well. As you can see, 30 AA in this game here against the Seattle Sounders again. And some good green numbers really when he wasn't scoring or assisting. But he had a really good season last season. I would expect him to get better this season as well as the season progresses. This season so far, he started 9 games for Portland and 10 appearances in total. He's averaging 1.4 shots per game, although 0.5 on target so far. He's got 3 assists though to his name so far and created 2 big chances. Pass numbers are not looking the best, 21 with 76% accuracy, but like I say, I do expect him to get better. 1.1 interceptions per game as well, and 1.5 tackles, so he is getting stuck into defensively as well. But I'd say he's more an attacking player, and like I say, I do expect him to get a little bit better as the season goes on. So yeah, Moreno is a good one, and he's getting added to the watch list. So next up we've got a goalkeeper, and that is Yohei Takuka from Vancouver Whitecaps. He's only 27, he's got a contract till the end of next season with Vancouver Whitecaps. He's doing really well in the American League after previously playing in the Japan J-League. He's going for around 55 for his limited at the moment, around 589 for his rare card. Now let's just filter this to this time at Yokohama F Mariners. As you can see, he got some impressive scores at the Japanese club as well, with a good rate for a goalkeeper of 10 and 9 clean sheets in 24 appearances during this period here. For filter it to his Vancouver Whitecap days, he has played a number of appearances for them now, with 11 appearances so far. And he's averaging 13 AA as well, which is looking good. He's kept 5 clean sheets and 11, which is really good to be fair for the MLS. Where he's quite a lot of goals as well. You don't get that many clean sheets in the MLS, so certainly done well to get 5 out of 11. And in this last game, he actually saved a penalty late on to seal the draw for Vancouver Whitecaps.
Feels the pressure and goes over. It would be soft, but I don't see this being overturned. The referee right on the spot there points to the spot.
Going mano-a-mano here. In the 79th minute, Rubio. Saved by Takuka! Rubio denied!
If he left early, he holds the line. Not terribly well taken from Rubio. Too close to the Japanese keeper, who reads it like a buck, dives to his left.
So Takuka maintained the clean sheet there with that penalty save and also avoided a loss for the Vancouver Whitecaps. So So far this season it started 9 games, 2.8 saves per game with 78% save ratio, which is looking really impressive, guys. He's only actually conceded 7 so far. Like I say, he has kept 4 clean sheets so far as well, and I think he's looking a really good option in goal over the summer for Vancouver Whitecaps. So Takoki is the first goalkeeper appearing on this video series, and he's added to the shortlist. So next up we've got John Tolkien. He's only 20, this guy, and he's got a long contract with the Red Bull as well till 2027. He's also got under-23 eligibility as well until 2027 as well. So he's looking a really good option here for your under-23 teams. He's only £22 at the moment on his limited, which looks good for me, and 238 for his rare. He's a defender, of course, for Red Bull Salzburg. We can see some impressive scores as well for a 20-year-old, which can only get better really with form and experience. His AA average is looking good as well at 15.9, and some impressive scores recently, as we can see, with a 77 and an 87 in the last 3 games. In this 1-1 away draw to Chicago in the game gone by, he did get an assist here because he is taking corners for Red Bull Salzburg.
Gazzanis took the last corner kick. Guess who's taking this corner? It's a nice ball, and he's leveled it! John Tolkien gets the last laugh, and Corey Burke has his first goal in the Red Bull shirts. 89th minute, 1-1. You had to believe it was going to be Tolkien.
So a good assist there for the goal from Tolkien, although I'm not quite sure about the haircut. And as we can see, he's had a good season this season so far in the MLS, and previous history of good scores as well, some good AA numbers as well. So I think he's looking a really good option, especially when he's only 20. He can only get better from here. So this season he's started 8 games for Red Bull, averaging 1 shot per game, although these are mostly long-range efforts. He has assisted 4 goals so far though, created 2 big chances and averaging 1.1 key passes per game. Pass numbers are looking good as well at 35 accurate passes per game. He's also got some good defensive numbers as well, 1 interception per game, 1.8 tackles and 2.3 clearances so far. He's also winning 5.3 duels per game. So Tolkien is certainly a decent option there for your under-23 teams in the American MLS. So let's have a quick look at the MLS table as it stands then. So we've got New England Revolution at the top of the table so far, so that's probably a good thing for all you Gil holders out there, because he is obviously playing for one of the top teams so far in the MLS. Cincinnati is second as well, Seattle are third place so far, and St. Louis City still find themselves near the top of the table, although they have started dropping in form a little bit lately after their fantastic starts this season. Near the bottom of the table we've got Colorado, LA Galaxy and Kansas City, still with no wins so far, 15 goals conceded and only 3 scored, which is surprising considering they do have quite a few talented attacking players, and I'm sure their form will increase as the season goes on. So that was it for this video, guys. That was all the scouted players in the MLS for this game week gone by. You can now check out all those previous scouted videos and check out all the players that I've scouted on the Sorare data watch list that I've created. Links in the description below. I've also created a link to the playlist of all these scouting videos as well, guys, so you can see the video analysis of these players on the shortlist. And if you did like this video, do make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget you can support this content now for just 99p by becoming a member of this YouTube channel. And we do currently have a competition as well. For the month of May, I'm going to be giving away all of my limited tier 4 and 5 rewards on Sorare Football. You do need to be a member of this YouTube channel to enter that competition. You do need to be a member at the end of the month when the draw is made. So there's multiple winners on this, guys. And you do need to comment on the videos as well, guys. And I will select random videos, random comments at the end of the month. Those players will be picking up the limited cards. So there is going to be multiple winners here. Okay then, guys, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you again on the next video.